that hole and this one is out here.
Oh yeah, water day. How's the blue doing?
Like double this one.
Okay, so the blue's got plenty of water. That's good. This definitely doesn't seem like we have the same dripping issues. It's not all wet everywhere. That's good.
Did it rain recently? The peas are all mud caked.
They're so big.
This one's like a few thousand. It's not.
How's this one doing?
That's not walking now.
Tap it.
They look low. Like this. They're not high. You can hear the sound.
Mm-hmm. So all of our plans are about to shift for what we thought we were doing today.
Did you show Daddy?
Yes.
Oh dear. We just lost all the water.
Yeah, we did. We have no water. That's why we can't fill the pig's water.
Oh wow. It's a big leak.
You give me my pliers.
The big channel lock pliers.
They're underneath a big seat. There's some big blue handled ones. Not where I would have thought it would leak.
I know, because even turning it off, I mean, it's only doing so much good. You're still losing all the water.
And this is why I don't like having both valves open.
Right.
Because one leak here now drained both tanks.
Yep.
Means we're moving a bunch of water today.
Yep. So our plans really shifted just now.
Watch that bug here. Shut that guy. It's not leaking anymore.
Right? That seems to have stopped it.
Okay, dog, hand me that thing back. When I first put all this in, twisting that guy, it twisted and twisted and it almost got really tight at one point. I didn't want to keep doing it because I didn't want to like break the bulkhead, but right now this sucker just turned and turned and turned. So, I mean, he's not all the way up. I'm afraid if I go any closer, I won't get a full rotation around and this guy won't be up top. We've got about 750. Probably the same on the other side. A little bit more. Anyway, so today's plans are changed. Welcome back to Blackacre Ranch, everybody. It's been an interesting day. So obviously the priority right now is we've got to get some the tanks, and we're gonna have to start moving some serious water and pumping that up into here. I don't know if we bought any gas. We'll have to figure that out. So we might have some issues, some things to work out, some logistics, but these have about maybe about 800-900 gallons each, and that's not gonna last the week. So I guess let's get moving and stop wasting time. So we decided to clear out a bunch of stuff from our house. We loaded up our trailer. We brought it here like 3 weeks ago, whatever it is, because we're gonna be getting that dumpster and we're gonna clean out that garage. But when we also clean out that garage, I wanna get a big enough one that when we demoed this barn and everything above it, we've got a huge pile of insulation about all this junk inside this barn. The reason we haven't done it yet, that's the biggest door we've got, and I want to get the tractor in there, and so that means we got to put a big door. So anyway, it's sitting contained in there, whatever. Long story short, we're not touching it, but this is from our house junk that we were going to throw in the container when we got it. So now that we all of a sudden need a trailer, we got to unload this, and then we're going to load up some tanks and get over there. But first, let's get a move on this. Task done. Let's go hit the tanks. Okay, now spin it. Good job. Round one successfully done. It was going to be probably a nightmare, and it was, so we didn't film it. But if this is any indication of how much we had lost hoses, right, Tika?
Yeah.
Spraying everywhere. Don't turn it off! Don't turn it off! Well, then we turned it off because I got wet and everything else is all wet, so let's hope unloading goes a little bit easier. We got to get the screen off, right?
Yeah.
Keep going, keep going.
Trying.
Because above Tika's knee down here, oop, there's my pointer. There's our plastic fitting with squeezable thingy, whatever, twisty.
All right, big strong man.
Grr, grr.
Come on.
Here, you just twist.
Oh yeah.
And I'll hold.
There, teamwork.
Makes this.
We put this guy on, and it coupler goes to the releasable coupler on the tank. This is a lot easier to twist, otherwise we'd be twisting the hose and everything. There, now she's just gonna twist it. We don't have to twist the hose. Perfect. We just have to go up the big tank now with the red. Now that is a pain in the butt, I'll tell you that. So that is, I think, about 12, a little over 12 feet high. So that sucks when you have a pump pumping on you the entire time. So now we're on round two. So we just been and picked up a bunch more water. tank is full. And
I think we gotta open that guy.
I guess this is the time to kind of say, so how'd you do the first time? And kind of say, well, we kind of crashed and burned.
Hey,
What about the second? Well, second's looking good so far.
We're waiting to crash and burn on this one. You've been all optimistic.
Oh, come on. I'm not
Right?
gonna crash and burn it. I mean,
Need something?
maybe.
I
All
got it
right.
all switched out.
Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and do this. She's gonna switch it all out. And we're gonna go up this tank
All right, girl.
and get this all going. Anyway, I'm sure most everyone who's probably 40 or older would know what reference we were just quoting from, what movie. If you do, put it in the comments. So, anyway, it's a good movie. You should watch it if you're young. So anyway, we're gonna get this done and see how this one goes. Second one, I think we've got about another 900 gallons. All right, so round 2 went pretty good, not too bad. Didn't crash and burn, things are looking good so far. Right, Mimi?
That's right, baby.
That's right, okay. So we might call it good here. Anyway, so I just wanted to point out a couple things. We have right now about 2,200-ish gallons in that tank. There was,
750?
I think 750 in the other one.
Yeah.
So we're like 3,000 gallons. Now, the reason that we're not too worried about it, I know the buffalo will probably be drinking upwards 3,000 or more gallons this week. It's getting hot, it's getting dry, summer's finally kicking in. However, in pasture 6, they have the lake, or that little pond that's there, and they also have a creek. Now, this is a lot of iron up here. Nothing holds water very well. And so it kind of pops out of the hills here and there. Well, that feeds that little creek that's down at the bottom of 6. So they're gonna have water. I've got to just figure out a way to make this a little bit easier, and that may not come in a week. That may come in 2 weeks, but we right now did not bring extra gas for the water pump.
Yeah,
the
this
trash
wasn't
pump.
today's project.
Yeah, this was not today's project, right? I don't know. In a perfect world, there'd be time to do most things. And even in a perfect world, there's not enough time to do what we're wanting to do. And then you throw this into it and it's not helping. So anyway, gas, we need to bring some more gas next week. The buffalo do have enough water right now. We're gonna make sure the pigs have it and go from there. Not a lot of chance of rain this week, so we'll see what happens next Saturday. Okay, just in case I didn't explain it very well earlier when we were rushing water, I want to tell you kind of what happened here. This coupling to the bulkhead was spaced more, and water was coming out between the joint of the threads. And I don't know why all of a sudden it started. The only thing I can think of is all the 800 or the full 5,000 gallons here, and maybe more water coming in and pushing. Maybe there's just pressure, I don't know. But it started to leak right here. And so that wouldn't have been super bad, except this valve was open like it is there, and that valve was open. That means they were both on this bridge down here, joined together, so if one starts leaking, the other starts leaking. And they both drained out about 8,000 gallons worth. So I put the two valves partly to keep one closed in case there was ever a leak in the system. And I had them open, and I shouldn't have. It was because I wanted to equalize them and make sure we got equal water across the board, and I should have closed it off on last weekend, and I didn't. And this is the sucky stuff you deal with. The saving grace in all of this is when I put all this together, I put this coupling here. So that way it's a quick disconnect from here, up here, to all the pipes down here below. If I did not have this, I would not have been able to repair it quickly. So what I did was I just took this coupler back, disconnected this, and then started rotating this guy around. Luckily, this valve, when it was in the off position, did not interfere with the wood, so it just allowed it to spin. When I originally put this in, it started biting into the bulkhead over here, and you know, a little bit, and so I stopped, and I didn't see any other leaks, and I thought it was fine. I probably should have, in hindsight, gone all the way like I have now. So anyway, that's what happened. Cardinal rule, don't have both tanks open and bridged if at all possible. And two, if you're ever designing this, give yourself an out. Give yourself some coupling here to allow you to be able to make changes without having to disturb this, or make changes here without having to disturb that. So those are the two lessons that you should probably keep in mind if you're designing yours. I have given that bridge up top, and if I had the bottom closed, this top bridge is to allow them to be able to still share water across the top, despite the bottom ones being closed. Anyway, that's kind of my boo-boo. So lesson learned, I need to go ahead and actually close that valve. And so that's what I've done now. The tank that has the more in it right now, about 2200 by the time we finish these pigs, is open. The one that has less is not open. So, you know, worst case, at least we've got one tank with some water in it to do something. So anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. Hopefully you can learn from my mistakes, but also from some of my genius by putting that coupling there. Maybe learn from that too.
Bar talking.
So the pigs ate some of this bulk feed,
I couldn't tell.
and it was
Bar talk B9 and
somewhat successful.
33.
But the stuff has like cottonseed and some other things in it that aren't necessarily perfect for pigs. And to just make sure that it doesn't maybe make them ill, or pigs can't digest it very well sometimes. So it's not ideal. But for ruminants or buffalo, they may like it. So we fed some, and holy cow, they are fighting this sucker. And we gave them a scoop, and they love it. So I guess we know what we want to do with our feed.
Like, I know you're still putting piles out
is
there.
give some to the buffalo.
Hi, 15.
She's at the
She's also younger.
Did she have a child?
Hi, 3. Kisses. What are you doing? Being all dominant over this. She really likes this. There. Try again, 3. Give 3 a pile. There you go. Hey, guys.
The buffalo really liked their maxi gain feed. We learned a lot today. Buffalo are all taken care of. We've checked them all off our list. Number 1 and number 14 had their babies, as you know, and they're still just itty bitty and baby cute. So it's cute to see them. The herd is doing well. I think there's still a few things that we'd want to do a little bit differently. I think as we feed them some maxi gain, and as the rut is starting, they're going to lose some weight. So we did get some results back on the worming. And we found out what kind of worms that we have here in the herd, and the levels weren't super high, but definitely something that we want to get handled. So we are working on getting some dewormer, I guess you can say, safeguard cubes, things of that nature, and we will feed them via cube form. So that'll be coming up hopefully this coming Saturday. But we want to make sure that we get that taken care of and try and make sure that everybody gets it. So anyway, keep with us, join us next week, and we will chat with you later. Bye.
With you, I wanna stay with you.